Tonight, a plea from officials from a state park in Mission. They are urging the government to reconsider its plans for a border wall at Bentsen State Park.
They say they stand to lose the property if the plans go through. Channel 5's Christian von Preissing is standing by with the latest information.
Much of this 766-acre park's fate is decided in what's written in this deed. The original donors of the property intended for it to be used uninterrupted. Driving into South Mission, we see the signs of what Customs and Border Protection are trying to control. Agents, a dog, and a helicopter, all searching for someone or something north of the levee. Within a mile or so, they keep an eye over Bentsen Rio Grande Valley State Park as well. In a valley that's quickly developing, in a state where 95% of land is privately owned, there are fewer places for native species to call home, both the ones you see and the ones that hide in the brush.
There was a bare-throated tiger heron that landed on this levee right here.
John McIntyre shares his best memory here.
That was a first United States record.
This Corpus Christi photographer says he drives down regularly, bringing tour groups during the winter.
The thing actually landed right next to me on the levee with about 50 people waiting there to see the birds.
Texas Parks and Wildlife staff say the federal government tells them they're going to build a fence here. The state agency says a 9,000-foot barrier fence through this park would be a big problem. It would be installed right where people walk in.
It starts at the canal here and the levee next to it.
On the south side of the canal and 10 feet away from the existing levee would go the wall.
Next, it would be a 150-foot enforcement zone.
The zone going from where the wall's at, further south.
4, 5, 6.
We paced it out.
Ending right about here.
Parks and Wildlife says brush in the 150-foot security zone would be bulldozed. Facilities in that zone would be demolished. But the main problem, the deed. In 1944, the Bentsen family donated 586 of these acres to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department for the opening of a World Birding Center. One of the conditions, the park must be open and accessible, or else the park loses the property. In a June 22, 2018 letter to the federal government, Parks and Wildlife said the wall would have substantial impacts on the operations and public access to the park. They say the wall would be a deterrent to visitors. Parks and Wildlife says it's willing to help improve border security.
Something needs to be done, but on the other hand, I don't want to see places like Bentsen and other places like that go.
Park staff and visitors are concerned about what's to come.
Texas Parks and Wildlife says it's proposed several alternatives to the federal government instead of putting a wall in here. They've suggested adding more federal agents to patrol this area. They've also said that they're able to help out with cooperation as far as putting more Parks and Wildlife staff and game warden staff in here to assist those agents. And also they've suggested more surveillance technology in the area as well. They are waiting to see what the federal government decides. Live in Bentsen, Rio Grande Valley State Park, Christian von Preissing, Channel 5 News at 6.
Parks and Wildlife say fence construction would also cause them to close off the park to camping and overnight activities. Bentsen Rio Grande Valley State Park is one of a handful of public parks in the valley that allow camping. Parks and Wildlife say camping would have to end because of safety concerns.